Hello and welcome to the Weekend Post Top 10 this week. My name is Evan Michealson from Star Publications, taking you through the top 10 athletes from Albany, Holdingford, Melrose, and Sauk Centre Fall Sports. We'll start with football and Ethan Meyer from Albany. Meyer brings a big play element to the Huskies' offense as a speedy athletic playmaker who displays excellence with the ball in his hands. The senior flashed brilliance both as a rusher and a pass catcher in a 53-20 win against Sauk Centre September 13th, as Meyer turned 4 carries into a team-leading 109 rushing yards and a touchdown, while also posting a team-high 76 receiving yards on 2 receptions, both touchdowns. Staying in that very game, on the other side, we have Jarek Schlegel from Sauk Centre. While the Streeters have failed to get on the board as far as wins go, they have still shown signs of a potential turnaround being possible. Schlegel is one such reason. The senior was the team's strongest offensive weapon against a stout Albany defense September 13th, eclipsing the century mark on the ground with 109 rushing yards on 16 totes. Schlegel also reeled in 2 catches for 20 yards in Sauk Centre's 53-20 defeat. And to wrap up our football representatives this week, we have Jackson Myers from Melrose. Being pressed into action in a close football game could not have been easy for Myers, but the junior stepped up under center when called upon, when starting quarterback Brecken Elfering got injured against Montevideo September 13th. The dynamic two-way threat used his legs effectively to keep the chains moving for Melrose, accumulating a team-high 121 rushing yards on 19 carries, along with a touchdown. He also completed 2 passes for 30 yards in Melrose's first victory in 15 games. Moving over to volleyball, we have Tori Jennison from Sauk Centre. A strong blocker at the net can change a defense for the better, and the Streeters are fortunate enough to have a pair of middle hitters capable of swatting away the opposition's attacks. Jennison was at the top of her game in a 3-0 sweep of rival Melrose September 17th, piling up a team-high 11 kills with strong, well-placed hits, while also getting her 6-foot 3-inch frame up to deny the Lady Dutchman in the form of 5 ace blocks. Moving over to Albany volleyball, we have Paige Lauer. While the Huskies have no shortage of offensive firepower as the number 1 ranked program in Class AA, winning 15 straight matches to begin the season requires disciplined defense as well. Lauer leads in that regard. The senior libero registered a team-high 11 digs to go with a perfect 8-for-8 serving day in a 3-0 victory over Malacca September 19th. 2 days earlier, she was even more effective as she totaled 12 digs and a 12-for-12 serving performance in a 3-0 win over New London Spicer. Venturing over to the cross-country course, we have Dawson Hofer from Holdingford. Holdingford has climbed all the way up to number 10 in the Minnesota Cross Country Coaches Association's Class Single A rankings, in part because of the lead-by-example nature of Hofer. A qualifier for state a year ago, the sophomore impressed at the Ray Zimney Stampede event in Pierce September 16th, hustling to a 17-minute, 28.6-second finish to end up 7th place right behind teammate Quinn Guthrie. Holdingford took second as a team in the 21-team competition. And once again, staying at that event, the Ray Zimney Stampede, but moving over to a different team in girls cross country, we have Trinity Hadler from Albany. Featuring 20 full teams and 140 runners, the girls' competition at the Ray Zimney Stampede September 16th was going to be a difficult one to find a footing in. Hadler, a first-year cross-country runner for the Huskies, was not overwhelmed by that task, breaking into the top 25 with a time of 22 minutes and 42.1 seconds to lead Albany in the scoring column. It was not a season best, but it was another promising showing for the sophomore Hadler. Going over to the swimming pool now, we have Brooke Bromanchenko from Sauk Centre. While the Lady Dutchman reigned supreme in a West Central Conference dual meet against Sauk Centre September 17th, Bromanchenko offered the Streeters big-time performances. The 2-time state participant outpaced Melrose in the 200-yard individual medley at 2 minutes and 26.81 seconds and in the 100 breaststroke at 1 minute and 14.29 seconds, while also lending her speed to a pair of second-place relays. Next up, we have Annika Berscheit from Melrose. Bereshite made her presence felt after returning to the lineup following an illness. In the aforementioned dual meet against Sauk Center, September 17th, the consistent Bereshite anchored Melrose's first-place 200 medley relay, finished second in the 50 freestyle at 27.37 seconds, was the second swimmer for a victorious Lady Dutchman 200 freestyle relay, and was part of Melrose's 400 freestyle B relay that swam a strong 4 minute and 15.61 second exhibition time. And to conclude our top 10 list for this week, we have Aiden Laura Ambrose from Melrose. Keeping opponents to lower point totals has fueled a strong start to the fall campaign for the Dutchman boys soccer team, and Laura Ambrose plays a pivotal role in that. As Melrose's starting goaltender, he made 6 saves to preserve a 4-2 win over Little Falls September 17th before showcasing his net-minding skills in an even bigger way against Central Minnesota Christian September 19th, lunging for 7 saves to record a shutout in a 3-0 Melrose win. Thanks again for tuning into this week's Top 10 list for the Weekend Post. My name is Evan Michealson from Star Publications, signing off.